1975. McDonald's has us all singing their song.
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this
And Steven Spielberg's movie Jaws is chomping away at a box office record.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
All in the Family was the #1 show on television, and Danny Darrow was just beginning his career at the State Department of Vocational and Technical Education.
I was just young out of high school back in 1975. My ag teacher, which was Paul Evans at the time, knew Bob Patton, which was the curriculum director at the time. And so anyway, they had an opening at the printing plant, and Mr. Patton saw Mr. Evans and said, "Hey, do you have anybody you think might be good at that?" And he said, "Hey, old Danny might be able to get at that." So they sent me up for an interview and come out to the print shop and was just kind of a helper here and there.
Fast forward 5 years to 1980, and we keep asking,
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon? But of course.
A continuing story of our band of heroes. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo.
George Lucas's The Empire Strikes Back is sweeping the box office, yet the question on everyone's mind is,
who shot J.R. On Dallas? I'll just bet Cliff Barnes did the dirty deed.
When the smoke's clear.
and the strapping young man by the name of Jim Auger is starting out his CareerTech career.
When Danny and I both started, the personal computer didn't exist. Technically, this electric typewriters didn't exist at the time, just the old style typewriters. But our technology, our tools we have today has made us much more efficient.
Once you got on board here, for me, it was a great place to work, learned a trade, learned a skill, and so it was a great opportunity for me. Technology has gone so far in the printing industry that it's hard to keep up, to stay on that cutting edge. I mean, we had 8 people that worked in the pre-press area that did all the stripping of the negatives and things like that. When we made the change to the technology with the computer to plate and stripping like that, we went from 8 people doing that to 2.
We had 6-part purchase orders that had multi-colors to them. Anytime you made a mistake on a typewriter on a purchase order, you had to get your canary color out, your ivory color. You had to do all these whiteouts in color in those days. So it's kind of fun to reminisce about those days, but honestly, I don't want to go back to the old typewriter day.
For me personally, at the printing plant, we went from a small building where Mopsy used to stay as the Allbird warehouse, I believe.
Fern Street.
On Fern Street. It was hot in the summer and it was cold in the winter, and had equipment that probably wasn't the best equipment. And then in '82, when we got the new facility on Western, updated all the equipment, and then now we're constantly doing that over the years, and now we're going into the new digital transition, which is exciting. It's kind of sad for some of the older people that are still doing that what I call the old school stuff, but on the other hand, it's exciting to see that, because that's where the technology in the printing industry is going. And so to be able to stay up with that and be part of that is exciting to me, and I think we've made it better for everybody. And the end result would be the customers, to give them a better product, quicker turnaround, because anymore, if people want it tomorrow, they'll order it tomorrow. They won't order it today. And so that's just the nature of the beast there. So, but I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of our system. I didn't know back then what I know today about what an impact we have on our students in Oklahoma. I'm proud to say that I've been a part of that.
Fun times at the print shop. It's kind of like maybe what happens at Vegas stays at Vegas sometimes. You know, we used to, at the old facility on Fern Street, we used to play cards at noon, and Dr. Tuttle would come down and play cards with us, and we'd use glue chips for our poker chips and stuff like that. So it was fun times like that. It was more or less kind of a family, brother, sister type atmosphere, because we kind of all grew up together. We've got several people out there that have been there, you know, 30, 25, 30, 35 years. And so we had a lot of good times. Funny times is some of the people may remember Ellis McHenry. He would always come in, he loved giving tours out there, and he would always come in, and if you're running the press, he'd always come over and grab sheets out of your press to show everybody, pass them around. Well, he came in with a group of home ec teachers one day, and he came in and I was running the press, and he grabbed all these sheets and started handing them out. He'd come over there and I said, "Did you look what you just handed them?" And he says, "No." And I said, well, I was holding the sheet, and it was the male reproductive system, because we were printing the nursing book, and he had the white hair and his face just turned beet red, and all those ladies started looking at that and started looking at him, so it was a pretty good joke at the time. So
we used to play together, all of us. We had picnics, we had volleyball teams. At one time we had 4 volleyball teams were made up of co-ed, male, female. I remember I was instrumental in starting softball teams. We had softball league. The parking lot to the east of the agency now, between ourselves and the hospital, was a dirt property. And we had an old backstop up out there. So every day at 5 o'clock in the summer, we would go out there and practice. And Dr. Alexander was our first coach. And he and Larry Hanson, the first day on the job for coaching us, they showed up with the old widespread baseball gloves, as you know, that were like this, and was going to pitch to us. So the fun times, we played together. We played softball for many, many summers.
for me, it was a great place to work with the great benefits, I mean, that CareerTech offers with your retirement and all the other things that we get. It's just that part of it is really, really great.
We talk about change, and change does happen, but in looking back, I feel very proud to have been hired under the Dr. Tuttle era. He is a man that is known and respected and deserves that respect.
It's kind of like E.F. Hutton.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he spoke, people listened. He was
absolutely.
a great guy.
He had clout.
Yes.
He had respect. He didn't demand it. He just got it. I appreciate the guidance that I had through my early years. Norman Phillips being one of my mentors. I just have to say a big thank you. Kind of helped me get along. There are many others. We all can name names. I've got several, but and they all help us get to where we are today. But I would like to give out a shout to Dr. Tuttle and his time, because it's looking back, I didn't realize what that really meant.
Those were the days.